What is up, my lovely people in Blue Cranium land? So for today's video, guys, I'm going to be drawing y'all this goofy little alarm clock that's kind of morphing into a skull, as you can see. And I think for the last video, I drew y'all a Chuck Taylor boot that was my version of it, I guess, in a skull theme. So if that's something you guys are interested in, stick around and let's get started. So this is the rough sketch I did ahead of time, and pretty much what I was going for is like your basic clocks. I started out with like a round circular shape and then just slowly worked my way into doing this rough sketch. And I kind of wanted to show morphing of a skull as opposed to like a finished piece or a finished version of the skull. So I thought that would be a cool idea. I remember growing up, my dad and mom had this alarm clock, and good gosh, that was such a pain to have to wake up to, because it always felt like on those winter mornings when you just wanted that extra bit of sleep, it would start with this like a really silent kind of annoying noise, and then it would slowly work its way up to like a loud jingle, and it's like, man, it was time to get up and go to school and, all the fun things you did growing up. So instead of giving this clock like your usual, the bells that they have on the very top, I kind of wanted to change it up, and I kind of went with these almost like a Bluetooth speaker looking look. So instead of it jingling along, I guess it would have some sort of a tune or a favorite music that you like, probably play on it, and that's what my thought process was. And what I wanted to do is, usual clocks have like the numbers kind of like, just not printed on, but kind of like marked onto the actual face of the clock. I kind of wanted to draw these kind of like almost like playing cards, and almost seem like as if the numbers were kind of pasted in place, and then kind of give them this nice kind of a weathered look, because it has to go with the wonderful skull and skeleton, kind of like that deteriorated kind of look. And then as you can see, I kind of put these little teeth over there, so it kind of shows like the morphing is slowly kind of starting to come on, and just enjoy this little illustration. And my thought process is always evolving, and I always try to see how I can make each illustration have that nice kind of like that textured weathered look. And there's this one artist that I told you in my other videos that I follow. His name is Nick Devine. He's a tattoo artist, and gosh, this guy has got an amazing way to illustrate stuff, digitally. So here's the final line art, and as you can see, went ahead and gave some more thicker lines on the areas that would be the shadow. And now here for the color, what I did different that I don't usually do on my other illustrations is I tried using different layers to start the color process. So now this green outer casing of the watch or the clock is on one layer, and then the face of it is going to be another layer. And I never really used this in my other illustrations. I kind of just wanted to try it out on this one, because a lot of artists say that when you, or at least what I've observed over the years, that when you have your colors on different layers, it makes it a whole lot easier when you're doing the shading, so that you don't have to accidentally go over another color and then kind of like have to erase and then start over and all that other fun stuff. I think the biggest pro about doing it this way is that you have a color on each layer, but the only con I can see is if you get carried away in the illustration and you forget to make a layer, you now have all your colors on one layer, and then it makes it difficult when you're shading. And no, not really difficult. If you don't use the alpha lock, you could always use the selection tool, but it just makes it a whole lot simple when you do a color on each layer. The only thing is, I think as a disadvantage is if it's a piece that involves a whole lot of coloring, you end up with a whole lot of layers, and I guess that comes down to how many pieces of, or not pieces, but how many choices of color you want to use for the specific illustration. I mean, like, if it's a simple one, it's fine. But if it's something that's in depth and detail, like, if you were doing like a doodle illustration, then, I think it would definitely take some time and, well, definitely a lot of time to actually get it shaded out. But the pros are definitely worth it, because like now here, like as you can see, I turned on the alpha lock for each of these layers when I was coloring them. And what's nice is you don't have to worry about ever running over another color with a wrong color or the shade. Alrighty people, let's go ahead and wrap this video up. I'd like to thank everybody that followed along today and watched me draw along, maybe chose to draw along as well. And I guess we will, I don't know what I was going to say, keep creating, keep drawing. I will see you all down the road or on the other side. Take care of yourselves. Bye for now.